Right, hello, it's Plant Life Forever 69 and today I thought I would give you a quick update on my Venus flytraps and maybe some of my other plants as well. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into the video and talk a lot as usual. Okay, so to begin with I should probably explain the dormancy disaster that happened. Basically, whilst they were in the shed at my parents' house, I overwatered them and they started to die. I don't know if they were dormant for very long because they just started dying and yeah. I had to move them into the sun because I'd put too much water in them and I thought, you know, it's much better to have them wake up and yeah, than it is to just let them sit in the dark overwatered and let them die. So I got my dad to move them into the sun and by the window, and I think they just warmed up then and sort of sprung back into life. That's not a good thing because they're not actually supposed to be awake yet. They have recovered from near death. I'll put some pictures in to show you how bad they looked. They weren't unsavable, but they didn't look great, so I thought it would be best to just bring them home, put them under some lights and see how they go, and they are going a lot better. So yeah, I'm going to show you them. So let's start with the worst. This is Vlad. He's looking kind of miserable and deformed. That's okay. I mean, it's not okay. The poor baby had mites, and I think that's the majority of the damage. So where his mouth is all mangled like that and sort of going brown around the edges, I think that's where the mites have been eating away at him. And the mouths won't close around the mites because they're too small. They can't eat the mites either. So that's how they get inside the mouths. And what I've actually done is I've gone over the leaves with mite stuff on a cotton swab and just taken off all of the red dots that were mites left there. And the new growth in the middle, you can see, oops, you can see that it's very sort of upright, which is what we want for springtime. It's reassuring that they're doing well under the lights and yeah, they're not going to die. So that's good. That's glad. Next one, this is the Switzerland Giant. Again, the new growth since I've had them under the lights. It's all very straight upright, just what I want. Still pushing out new growth, but we did have, as you can see, traps that are failing. And also some really strange shaped traps. This one's just opening now, so otherwise all of the traps on this are closed. That's a bad sign. If all of your Venus flytraps mouths are closed, that is a bad sign. So yeah, if that's happening to you, get some lights or find the issue and save your flytrap basically. So now that this one's opening, I don't feel so bad, and again we've got some nice new growth in the middle. They're generally just looking better. This is the Lads, or mini Vlad. Kind of gone crazy. Yeah, as you can see, some sticky up traps, and the ones coming from the middle there, again, nice and upright. Nice red coloration as well. The traps are going nice and red again. Oh, look at that. Nice. That's so pretty. He's getting the red coloration back in his mouth after being light starved for like 2 months. So that's great news as well. And also, if you can see in the middle, the new growth has got this nice red colour in the leaf as well. You'll notice that the mites have pretty much gone from them now. The only one I'm kind of concerned about is Vlad. With him, I think he might still have a mite problem, so I'm just keeping him away from the other ones so it doesn't spread. The other ones seem to be fine. This one is the one I'm most excited and depressed about. This is the DCXL. So you can see we lost so many traps. It's almost unrecognisable. Still not dead. This just goes to show that Venus flytraps actually are quite hardy plants. Like, these have been through hell and they're still alive, they're still trying to survive, and they're going to. So we've got traps that were dying. I think this one, it was closed. If you can see, it might actually be starting to open again. There you go. Might be starting to open again. I don't know if they can do that. But the most exciting part for this one, I've never had this before, there is a flower. You can see that bobbly thing in the centre. There's 2 traps, and in the middle of those 2 traps there's a flower. Now this I'm gonna have to cut off because obviously this plant hasn't had a good dormancy period. It doesn't have a lot of energy. It hasn't got any mouths open, so it's not going to be able to sustain this flower because it takes so much energy to produce. So it's recommended you let it get to about 5 centimeters long and then you cut it off, but I think the sooner the better really. But I would like to see it get bigger than this. So, but isn't it beautiful? I just think it's just, yeah, I'd love to let it bloom. Maybe next year we'll let them bloom and I'll harvest the seeds and try and grow some new Venus flytraps. But yeah, so that's all of the flytraps basically. They seem to have recovered from the mites, and now that I've got them under the light, which I'll show you in a second, they should be okay. So yeah, onwards and upwards. So finally, this is my lamp, this kind of 4-headed snake thing. I've got it, I think it's on either max or just 1 under max at the moment, because as you know, Venus flytraps need direct sunlight. It's mainly to supplement the light that they don't get throughout the winter, and just give them some more sunlight in general to top up the sun that they get from the window. So I'm not solely relying on the light, and that's why it doesn't really matter so much if it's not exactly what a Venus flytrap would need. Anyway, that's everything. So thank you for watching the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, goodbye.